Up above this rumpus. Under the still starlight sky they walked, the noise began to swell. More and more animals joined in the search to seek out this nuisance as well. There was a hat-wearing hyena half asleep, a music-making meerkat counting sheep. Where's his guitar? That's his guitar. I want to get the kids to bed and finish their bedtime story. I'll show you 3 things you can do every time before you work out that I can promise you will give you the best muscle pump and contraction. Stay with me. Night night, buddy. Night night. Night, Harvey. Night night. Night night. Okay, what's up, guys? So, 3 things you can do before your workout. Now, these are things that not necessarily you do straight away, you know, within 30 minutes before. More things you can do throughout the day, but you can also implement some of these before. And when I said at the start of the video about these will improve muscle pump, muscle contraction, I'm not lying. Now, when I tell you these 3 things, A, they may seem pretty fucking obvious, and B, you may think, why did you make a video on that? You could have just summarized it in a post. Well, I need content. But also that it is worthwhile to actually quickly go over the specifics of each thing, because while people in all walks of life, but fitness as well, people tend to know things. For example, you may know that a decline bench press is the most widely contracted movement you can do for your pecs. But why is that? You know, you may know something, but it's important to understand the workings behind and the reasons behind something, especially so you don't get sold down the river by, you know, charlatans. So let's focus on the 3 things. So the first thing is the most important thing. Now, you will see every TikTok influence and every nobody talk about this and somebody, but it really needs to be emphasized: water. God, that's fucking good. Water. So the reason it's so important, think of this. Your muscles, right? Now this is crazy. It's gonna blow your mind. Your muscles are around about 72% water. The other 22% of that is protein, and then around 6% of that after that makes up minerals and vitamins and stuff like that. Mostly minerals. Okay. So meaning to say that in order to essentially give that look of fuller, rounded, bloated muscles, and to allow it to give it more fuel and literally defeat it, water. Now, Mike Menser said a good point on this, and I thought it was really smart. And he said that companies are so obsessed with selling you proteins, even though there's only 22% protein in your muscles. Companies are so obsessed with selling proteins, but if that was the case, that they tell you that you should consume over your protein, then why do they not tell you that you can consume 2 gallons of water a day? We know why, because they can't sell you water in the meal, and that's true. So water is the most important thing for pumps, for muscle contraction, to be able to go further. I mean, what does creatine do? Creatine is water retention to the muscles. It allows more water to get there, therefore it allows you to get that extra rep or 2. So it is so important. When you think of, even when it comes to photo shoots or prep, there's a misunderstanding that people think that when it comes to doing a show, that you should water deplete. That's probably the worst thing you can do. What you want to do is, my camera lady just sneezed, great, what a messy video. What you want to do is actually continue to take water. If you can't take water during the show, you know, when you're on stage, you haven't got enough water, you start to cramp, seize, the muscles don't look full enough. So you want to continue to take water, in sips anyway, but it's very important. So that's water, very important. That's the W. 2, salt. You didn't expect that one, did you? Salt. Now you can do this in a few different ways. Well, salt is probably something you're going to consume throughout the day. So what I would suggest is, with your basic salt, take it on most meals, right? And there's no need to track sodium, just get it in, don't complicate it. Now, there's a few ways you can do it. You can take it in your meals. You could even put some in your water pre-workout if you're that determined. I'm not going to do that. I'll just take a large amount. You can even dangle some like this over your hands and, you know, go, I'll just like it, but I'm not going to do that because it's fucking disgusting. Salt. And why is that good? Well, sodium helps muscle contraction, one of the most important things. And again, it's all linked into Water, boy, water. It's all linked into that. It helps retention of water. So again, sodium, so important. And I guarantee you start to mix that. What one have I put in here? I've got lost. I guarantee if you start to mix that in with your, you start to increase your sodium. If you do have any muscle contraction problems, they'll all go away. Amazing, so good. Sodium's so important. Now the last one, again, a big obvious, but this is all going to tie in. I'm going to explain at the end. Carbohydrates. So the amount of clients and friends I've had where I've suggested, you know, what do you take before training? And they say, oh, you know, protein shake. Oh, nothing. That's nonsensical to me. Carbohydrates are your preferred muscle source of fuel. Your muscle prefers sugar in the form of glucose and its glycogen. It prefers that fuel source. Now, once you start to deplete that away, then it starts to try to trap in for protein cells to use that as fuel, but it's not sufficient, and then you can start to waste away muscle. So carbohydrates are so important, not just for your fuel, but also for your muscle fuel. Now, further to that, what do carbohydrates do? They hold water. So we're all tying back to this water. Your muscles being 72% water, we're all feeding back into the water. So them three elements all combined. So how is that gonna look? Well, before training, you could have a banana, or cereal, or even a fucking candy bar, if you want to be really real here. Some sort of carbohydrates, preferably fast digesting. A line of salt, straight up the nostril. And in terms of, what was everything I said? Water? Well, we're drinking water, so water, just keep drinking water. But trust me, just pay a little more focus and attention to things like water throughout the day. Just go, you know, I'm training tonight, I want to get a really good pump, good contraction. I'm gonna drink an extra liter today. Even with that change, I promise you, you'll notice a difference, man. You'll notice a difference. And then even just salting things. I mean, even if it's like a brownie, salt it. You know, put salt in anything. And then carbohydrates. Again, if you're not implementing these, especially after work, that's the most important thing after workout as well. People tell you, you know, protein. Carbohydrates, in my opinion, are more important after a workout. So before and after. And that's it. That's it. 3 simple things that you can implement in it into a pre-workout or before you go to train. That's a good tip. £3.50 a tip. £3.50. Donate me £3.50. No, it's gonna be free that one. Okay, see you later. Fuck, it's disgusting.